wanted to address something I've been thinking about lately, which is the idea of thinking about baby's pelvis position when in a wrap. And this applies to both front carries and back carries. It's something that I've known for a while, but I've just been thinking more about and how it works, and situations where I see people doing all the right things, either in a back carry or a front carry, and still not ending up with a good seat. And so I want to talk about the idea of when you think about a good ergonomic seat, the main thing that people focus on is that that M shape, where as long as you get baby's knees up above their bum and you get a M shape, then that's the position you want them in. And that is part of the idea. But this is a really hard thing to show without a real baby. So forgive me, I just want to get this out here until I can get my hands on a baby the right size and everything to show this for real in action. But think about it, the difference between sitting in like a straight high back dining chair versus lounging in a recliner. Not necessarily reclined back, but just lounging in a recliner with your feet up or whatever. In the high back chair, your back arches naturally to sit up, and you end up kind of bracing on your knees and your feet, push down to help yourself sit up straight. And so if you were to put something under your knees to try and prop them up higher in the high back chair, you'd start losing your balance, you'd feel unstable, and you'd push back down against that to try and sit up straight. And your pelvis in this position is kind of kicking back as you're trying to sit up straight and push against your knees and stay upright. As opposed to if you're in a recliner and your back kind of rounds out a little bit and your pelvis tucks forward and tucks in, and then if you put like a pillow under your knees to prop them up higher, it's no problem. There's no pressure on your knees. You're not bracing on your feet or your knees pushing back down. You just kind of fall down into that seat, and it's very comfortable. No part of your body is working at that point. You're just relaxing. Babies do the same thing in the wrap. So there are times, I'm going to show this in a front carry and a back carry, I find it becomes more problematic in a back carry, whereas in front carry you can just kind of hide it. So people think of this M position as this flat two-dimensional idea, like a dissection frog, just squished flat and just get the knees up high and then the seat will stay in place. And if baby is trying to sit up straight and brace their knees against that bottom rail, then even if you tighten the bottom rail, then the seat doesn't want to hold. It's under a lot of pressure, and this part is really hard to tighten across baby's bum. So in a situation in a front carry, it's really easy. You know, you're going to start by getting the top rail of this partially started front wrap cross carry snug so that baby is secure. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is, especially if this was a real baby, you can kind of feel the wings of their pelvis right here and their bum, and you just kind of scoop down under their bum and grab their whole thigh and scoop it up. And you're going to feel their whole pelvis tuck, and as they do that, you'll see their whole spine round out naturally, and they kind of pull in toward you at that point. And then at that point, if you tighten the bottom rail, then it supports baby in that position, and baby will want to stay there and cozy in towards you, keeps the carry very secure, feeling like the wrap's pulling baby in toward you, as opposed to the wrap kind of feeling like baby's a sack hanging off of you and just dangling. So I find this is even more apparent in the back carry, where especially when people bend over. Because if you remember the high back chair example I gave, when you bend over and try to make a seat, baby's naturally going to be trying to stand themselves up, sit themselves up into a vertical position because they feel so unstable. So they're going to push against your body, which you can watch my spine arch as I do that, and their pelvis kicks back, which naturally makes their knees and their legs kick down forward and their knees drop below their bum. But, so that's why, especially in Alina's latest seat making video, when she pulls the width down and then scoops the seat up, I'm really bad at doing this under my chin and talking, so forgive me. She pulls the width down and she scoops baby's legs up, and she pauses for a moment. It stands up perfectly straight and kind of wiggles the bottom rail to let baby settle into the seat. And what she's doing with the combination of that scoop, standing up straight, and wiggling is she's actually getting that pelvis to tuck, so that if you're in the back carry and you bend over and baby's fighting it and you just push the knee up and then tighten the bottom rail around it, there's so much pressure of the baby pushing back down on that knee that the bottom rail tends to kind of roll back up baby's bottom. Whereas if you stand up straight and you scoop baby's pelvis up and get them to round their back, they pull in towards you a little more naturally, they tuck their pelvis up and kind of settle into that seat. And then once you get them settled like that, if you need to bend over a little bit while you tighten the bottom rail on each side, then that's okay. And then you're going to want to stand back up as you're doing any final tightening around your finished shape. But that's one of the reasons for scooping babies up, knees up when you're making the seat, and why you want to stand up and pause for a moment to let baby kind of sink down. And I highly recommend, even if you won't post it, taking a video of yourself when you're making a seat on the back early on, because I've had this conversation at least 400 times where I talk to somebody struggling with wrapping on the back, and they ask what could be going wrong, and I tell them, without a video I can't say for sure, but I guess you're not standing up straight when you make your seat. And they say, yes I am. I say, okay, it's possible that you are, but most people don't when they're starting out. I know that I'm standing up straight when I wrap because I wrap in front of a mirror. I'm watching myself. I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so that's probably not the issue you're having then. But so just so I can see what's going on, can you post a video? Fine, I'll post a video. Okay, upload it. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Okay, I see your video. Can you watch your video back for me and pause it at 32 seconds into the video? Okay, I did it. What do you see? I'm bending over. Yes, you are. Don't do that. Stand up straight. And then inevitably, within a few weeks, the person tries standing up straight, does it for real, and a lot of the problems they've been having wrapping on their back just go away. Baby doesn't lean as much. Baby doesn't leg straighten as much. The seat is more secure. Baby just naturally falls into that seat more easily. The tightening is more comfortable. And this is not to say that leaners and leg straighteners and wigglers and other wrapping issues don't exist. I'm just saying that this is a very prevalent issue with beginners that all stems back to stand up straight so that you can get baby's pelvis to tuck. And you want their pelvis tucked in toward their belly button, not kicked back like they're jutting their tailbone out. So eventually I plan to do a better video with a real baby so you can actually see what that pelvis tucking looks like when there's a real spine and pelvis involved. But until then, I hope this helps.